She said it out loud. She said the quiet part out loud, folks. That's Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. Okay, this woman said that the economy is abortion. Abortion is the economy. And then she implied that abortions afford women more economic opportunity. She is a feminazi, and more people need to start talking about toxic femininity, which is the epitome of Juliana Stratton. What happened to safe, legal, and rare abortions? Take a listen to this clip. Here we go. The journalist says here quickly, because I can't quite make it out, but I'm pretty sure that the journalist was trying to make some sort of softball question where she asks, hey, are the Democrats going to address the economy at the DNC? It seems up to this point, you guys have really talked about reproductive rights. Tell me about the economy and Democrats' position on the economy, right? This is the type of question I'd imagine was asked. You guys might not be able to hear this question. If you can, let me know in the comments section. But I'd imagine that's how the question went. And here's Juliana Stratton's answer.
No, focus on reproductive rights is the economy. For women to be able to work, for women to be able to take care of our children, for us to be able to put food on the table, reproductive rights and the ability to decide what's best for our bodies is an economic issue.
So you're saying here and implying now she kind of backtracks, and you can kind of hear it right here is where she starts to backtrack.
Women to be able to work, for women
here it is, right? For women to be able
to take care of our children, for us to be able to put food on the table, reproductive rights and the ability to decide what's best for our bodies is an economic.
She's still implying that abortion affords women economic opportunities. So why don't these people just come out and say it out loud that they're not satisfied until women kill their babies, so that way they can be more contributing members of society, and they can contribute to the economy more. Why don't they just say that part? Because it used to be safe, legal, and rare. We're far from that. And here she is saying the quiet part out loud, that it's because they want women to have more economic opportunity. 97% of abortions are for reasons outside of rape, incest, and life of the mother. Life of the mother, it shouldn't even be categorized as that. It's a totally different medical term used outside of abortion when you have to expel the baby for the life of the mother. That's not even abortion. I don't even know why people lump that into that category. But like I said, rape and incest, it's like 0.5%, and then rape, it's like 1.4% of abortions result from those types of cases. So, these people quite literally want women to have abortions so that way they can be more contributing members of the economy, because they suck at the economy, and they think that if women are working themselves to death and being a corporate girly, that they're going to be more useful to the economy. And that is called toxic femininity, and it should stop. Now, I want to talk about Don Harmon. Don Harmon is the Illinois Senate president, and he also said the quiet part out loud, folks. I'm going to play Don Harmon here talking about unions. He says that Democrats don't win without unions. Take a listen to this. Here it is. He was at the press gaggle at the DNC. Here we go.
To my friend Jim Coyne, thank you for kicking us off today as our MC, and the pipe trades have always been there for us. And it speaks to a more fundamental truth. Democrats don't win without organized labor.
The like slow clapping, that's how you know people were like, oh my gosh, Don Harmon, he actually just said that. Let's continue.
And organized labor puts everything at risk when Democrats don't win. So we are in this fight together, and we got to stick together. So to everybody in organized...
Was that a threat, Donnie? Like, are you saying that, hey, unions, one more time, here we go.
Organized labor.
Democrats don't win without organized labor, which means you're openly admitting that the American public would not vote you in if it not have been for all of the money donated to your campaign fund. Here's the
and organized labor puts everything at risk when Democrats don't win.
you're going to put everything at risk, including your jobs, organized labor, and the money that you love getting, if we don't win. If we don't win, then you don't win. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Here's what I'm talking about. Here we go. IllinoisSunshine.org. Here is Don Harmon's. I'm going to expand this out a little bit. Hopefully I can show you guys this. This is probably too small for you, but I'm going to try to zoom in as much as I possibly can because you got to see these numbers. This is bad. Okay, here we go. We've got Chicagoland Operators Joint Labor Management PAC. This is a union, $5.6 million. You've got more laborers, $4.4 million. Engineer, these are more laborers, organized labor, $3.1 million. This is Don Harmon's political coffers. Okay, this is his war chest. Okay, and we are taking a peek inside. We've got the healthcare workers. I think this is the Healthcare Council, probably another union, 1.7, carpentry, 1.4 million, 1.4 million. Now, there in the beginning of that video, you heard him say a thank you to the pipe fitters. Here we go. 1.1 million here from the pipe fitters, plumbers and pipe fitters vote union PAC. It's a union of pipe fitters. Here we go. Nearly $1 million from this pipe fitter organization. $500,000 from this pipe fitter organization. So there you go, folks. This is what it's all about. It's about you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Senate President Don Harmon is admitting that he gets all these political campaign contributions to his war chest from unions. And with that, he's going to make sure that they're nice and cozy with their government contracts. The best way I can explain it is, you're driving down the highway and you see all these orange cones and you wonder to yourself, man, there's a lot of construction workers out there. I wonder if they need that many. I wonder if we need that many cones. And it seems like they don't come out and construct anything. No, they hire a bunch of guys to go put out cones. And that's a government contracted job. And then, of course, they get money. And now I'm not talking about the union members, and I'm not trying to disparage the hardworking men and women who actually go out there and do the construction and do what they're told. I'm criticizing the union executives who funnel in with the Pipe Fitters Association here, $500,000. And then you're looking at the Pipe Trades PAC, the $821,000, and then you're looking at the Illinois Teacher Federation or the Illinois Federation of Teachers, $844,000, and then the biggest contribution is coming from the Land Operators Joint Labor Management. So this is organized labor as well. He comes out and he says the quiet part out loud. I'm going to craft legislation so that way you guys keep making money. You guys keep giving your money to me. I'm going to make sure that you keep making all kinds of money. Contrast that. I want to contrast that with what Donald Trump had said. I want to contrast that with what Donald Trump had said in the Republican primary. This is the day that Donald Trump became a legend. And just notice the difference between him, Donald Trump, and Don Harmon, Senate President Don Harmon. Take a listen.
He wants to be a tough guy. A lot of times you'll have, and it doesn't work very well with.
How tough is it to take property from an elderly woman?
Let me talk. Quiet.
How tough
is it? A lot of times, that's all of his donors and special interests out there. So that's what it is. And by the way, let me just tell you, we needed tickets. You can't get them. You know who has the tickets I'm talking about to the television audience? Donors, special interests, the people that are putting up the money. So it is. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience. And the reason they're not loving me, the reason they're not loving me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that.
Don Harmon wouldn't say that. Don Harmon would not say that. You want to know why? Because he came out there and he quite literally admitted, I need your money. Democrats won't win unless we get your money, and you won't win unless you give us money. That's quite literally what he admitted out loud with his mouth. Senate President Don Harmon. And then you've got this Don. The two Dons couldn't be any more different, right? This Don says, you know what? I don't need special interest. I don't need your special interest organized labor. I don't need your $5.6 million contribution, Chicagoland Operators Joint Labor Management PAC. I don't need it. Want to know why? Because I'm serving the American public. I care about them, and you just care about your donors. Now, this brings me to something I found. Now, this is pretty interesting. I thought I was having a stroke when I saw this. Chris Cuomo gave the best speech of the night on day 3 at the DNC, and it wasn't from the stage, folks. No, Cuomo ripped into Democrats for lying to their voters while wealthy donors are sitting in their $1 million suites above them at the DNC, and that's what this is about. Hey, I'm going to scratch your back. You're going to get a nice, comfy, cozy suite at the DNC for all of you and your buddies, and we'll even bring out Jeffrey Epstein's girls. We'll even do that for you. That's what this is about. Take a listen to Chris Cuomo. I couldn't believe my ears when I heard this. I thought I was like, hell must have froze over. We've got Chris Cuomo with the best speech ever. He ripped into the Democrats. He says, look at this ring of suites. This is not unique to Democrats. Of course not. I just played for you the clip. Donald Trump calling out Republicans for doing the same thing. They pack the television audience with all kinds of Republican donors and special interest. I want to share this with you because they've lost Chris Cuomo. They've lost Chris Cuomo out of all people. Here we go. Take a listen. Here we go.
Here at the DNC is that they're going to go after corporate gouging, and they're going to go after corporations, whether it's in taxes, largesse, loopholes. The RNC, we heard the same thing. They're going after the elites, the 2 sets of rules. Let me reveal a reality to you that has to be spoken to here, okay? These are the soldiers. These are the men and the women that go back to their constituencies and their communities, and they fight. They take time from their jobs. They take time from their families. Republicans and Democrats alike, that's what they do. They need to charge these people up. They need to be able to get them on board. But there's another reality that is literally looking down on them. Greg, look at the ring of suites, okay? This is not unique to Democrats. There is a game of money. When people talk about uniparty, we are strangled by the money reality in our politics. Those suites start at 500 grand. You think there's like a teacher group up in there? You think it's like the Cub Scouts of Columbia County, South Carolina, that's up in those boxes? Some of them are lobbies and good things. The media boxes, you think they're free? Why do you think I'm on the floor? News Nation is not a broke company. Nexstar is a massive organization. We are corporate media. We don't have one of those boxes because that's the game. You pay to play. Those boxes are filled with the same people that they say they're going to regulate. They are literally looking down on the faithful and being told, yeah, we're going to break down on them. We're going to make them pay their share. They paid $500, $700, $1 million, $1.5 million to have those seats. They get hotel suites that are probably gifted to the party. And the same thing is true at the Republican side. And they're going to take them down. They're going to change how it is. They are looking down from on high at the people who make the difference in their communities. And that is the reality of politics. And I had my producer walk around and show you those suites. Now, they're not all the same. They're not all the same. But the reality is, in 2000, they spent $300 million on presidential campaigns. 24 years later, you know what they're expected to spend? $10 billion. Do you know how much money Harris has raised in the last couple of weeks? Hundreds of millions. And that's success. A lot of it's small donor. A lot of it isn't. The most dangerous money in politics is now legal money because of Citizens United. You've got to know this. The idea that they can fight against it is almost laughable. It's almost laughable. So look and listen when you are told these things. Because I don't care what they promise you. Not here tonight, not at the RNC, not that Trump knows them, not that they don't own them. He did one of the biggest fundraisers I've ever heard of in my life out where I live. Millions of dollars a plate. That's the reality of politics.
It is the reality of politics. Now, he brings up Donald Trump. You've got to play. You've got to play this stupid game. And nobody, Donald Trump doesn't want to play, but he has to. They weren't even willing to make him the primary. They were backing Nikki Haley. Okay, they didn't want Donald Trump. You want to know why? Because he doesn't serve special interest. He serves the American public. And I love a few of the things he said here. He goes, when people talk about uniparty, we're strangled by the money reality in our politics. The money reality in our politics. And then he says, those suites start at 500 grand. You think there's a teacher group up there? Now, maybe the teacher unions, the organized labor, I'm willing to bet that the Illinois Federation of Teachers is up there. Why? Because guess what? They're buddies with Don Harmon. They're buddies with all the Democrats. Why? Because they donate near $1 million to Senate President Don Harmon's campaign. That's the Illinois Federation of Teachers. That's just one guy. Can you imagine? Across all these candidates, across all these politicians in Illinois politics, all these politicians, Illinois politicians, they're all getting money. The Democrats, anyway, from the Illinois Federation of Teachers and from labor groups, organized labor. So the most dangerous money in politics is now legal money. This is what Chris Cuomo says. The idea that they can fight against it is almost laughable. The Democrats say, oh, down with the wealthy, down with the wealthy. We play by the rules, us Democrats do. You don't play by the rules. You literally selected your Democratic presidential nominee or candidate. She's not yet the nominee, but the idea that you can fight against it is almost laughable because you are it. You are this dangerous money in politics. So look and listen when you're told these things, because I don't care what they promise you. It's not real. It's all fake. They're in it for their buddies, just like Senate President Don Harmon said out loud. All right, you guys be blessed. I hope you liked this video. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and catch the Daily Show from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. every morning. It's been Conservative Cat on Cities 92.9.